Hey everybody, it's me Stacey here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and it's time for our next Saturday with Stacey YouTube class number 296. We are counting down to 300, YouTube number 300, and we have just finished up with National Scrapbooking Day. Well, actually it was a week here where we had Julie nutting and trim crafts and wonderful products at amazing prices. I hope that you all were able to take advantage because honestly, I think you probably saved way more than you spent. We had dollar deals. We had a doorbuster that was over $30 for $4.99. It was amazing. And a big thank you to everybody at Prima, Shanette and Palm, and everybody who works there for making sure that our National Scrapbooking Day was just over the top. Now today I have for you Couture Creations, and it is foiling, cut and foil, new exclusive cut and foil. But if you're not into foiling, stay with me. Stay with me. I promise. When you see what you can do with these cut and foil dies, it's amazing. Even if it has nothing to do with foiling. I'm gonna foil with them, of course, but the other things that you can do with them, when I say you have options, I mean you have options. And the price points are amazing. Ozzy Andrew did his best to just keep it as low as he possibly could because he also wants to keep crafting affordable. God bless his pea-picking heart. So I'm just really impressed with what I've got from Couture Creations today, and a new tool. Okay, it kind of reminds me of going to the dentist. Can you hear that? Oh, it kind of gives me the goosebumps all over because I just remember going to the dentist and hearing that. It's like a little Dremel, but when you see what it does, oh, and again, very, very affordable. So we're gonna be foiling, but we're gonna be embossing, and we're gonna be inking, and we're gonna do a whole load of fun things. And again, if this foiling, if you haven't quite found your way into foiling, don't worry. When you see all that these dies can do for you that has nothing to do with foiling, I think you're gonna be, oh. Now, we have a new employee here at Scrapbooking Made Simple. His name is Michael. Means we now have 3 Michaels at Scrapbooking Made Simple. But my youngest, he's 16 going to be 17, has started working here upstairs doing inventory. And he's been here for a few weeks. He works after school, 3 hours a day, Monday through Friday. And I don't know, maybe there is hope that Scrapbooking Made Simple will continue on after I retire when I'm 62 in several years from now. Because he's thinking about, well, what if we did this, and how about if we did that? And this is his first job. And I'll have you know, I made him go through the full interview process. He got no free ride at all. He had to apply online. He had to send me his resume. He had to answer the questions, because I always make everybody who applies, they have to send back a proper paragraph. And that paragraph can be anything that they want to tell me about. But it's amazing how much more I can learn about somebody by the paragraph that they write me versus their resume. You know, I always say that a resume tells me where you've been, but it doesn't tell me who you are. And when we look for employees, I want to know who you are, not where you've been. That's secondary. You know, that really, we have people who have had full careers working here, who have retired, who need they want a job. And we have people who, like Michael and a few others, where this is their very first job, and then a whole bunch of people in between. So I always ask when somebody applies, I send back an email saying, thank you very much for applying. You know, this is a little bit about the position. If you wouldn't mind sending me just a proper paragraph about you. You can tell me about your interests, your hobbies, your family, whatever you want, but just send back a proper paragraph. And it really amazes me, some of the things that people send back, and touches me because I can relate to them through that paragraph versus a resume. So anyway, but he had to send back a proper paragraph, He had to come in for a full interview. He had to do the whole 9 yards. Because really, if he leaves here, when he leaves here, if he doesn't stay here forever, when he goes to college, if he gets a part-time job wherever he's going, they're not going to let him just walk into a business and say, well, here I am. So I thought it would be doing him a disservice to allow him to just get a job here with no having to do what everybody else has to do. But anyway, he's been here for 3 weeks now. And he's doing really good. It makes my heart happy. So when he's clocked in, I'm Stacey. I'm not his mother. Nope, can't be his mom. So, and when he's clocked out, then I'm his mom. And when we were going through the interview process and everything he has to do, at home, I would say, because he's clocked, you know, he hadn't been hired yet, and I would say, gee, Michael, do you have an interview set yet? And no, I haven't heard from them yet, knowing fully well it was me who he hadn't heard from. Haven't heard from them yet. You might want to just send an email, just, you know, saying, hello, I'm still interested and I would really love to schedule that interview with you. Just a little reminder. You think I should do that? Yeah, I do think you should do that. And then, I got an interview, Mom. You did? What are you going to wear to that interview? Well, I don't know. If I were you, Michael, this is what I would wear. So that I kind of helped him figure it out, but didn't do it for him. And so now when he's clocked in, he'll come down and say, Stacey, I'm done with my inventory reports. What's next? And when he's clocked out, it's like, Mom, can you take me home? I've had a rough day. You've had a rough day? My heart, it just makes me laugh. Anyway. So far, so good. I wasn't sure how it would be having one of my children work here, but so far we're doing good. Okay, so I've got Winter Chicken Dinner to talk to you about, and this is from YouTube number 295, which was the National Scrapbooking Day YouTube. So we're going to be giving away some Julie Nutting product, Wahooooo Kachooooo, and there's 2 of you who have won. Congratulations. Our first winner chicken dinner is Belinda Dixon. Hello, Belinda Dixon. How are you? Is that your name? Because if it is, you know the song. You're a winner, chicken dinner. You're a winner, chicken dinner. Wahooooo Kachooooo for you. But we have another one. We have another winner because we always do 2. And our second winner is Angela. Angela. Is it Aubrey? 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 No, it's not Aubrey. Is it Aubrey? Aubrey? I don't know, Angela. Is that you? Because if it is, does it really matter how I pronounce it as long as you're a winner chicken dinner? No, of course not. If that's you, you're happy, and you're doing, I'm a winner, chicken dinner. I'm a winner, chicken dinner. Wahooooo Kachooooo for you. All right, girls, how are you going to claim your prize? It's easy peasy. Go to scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Look for the link that says winner, chicken dinner. Follow the directions, we'll confirm you, and then get your prizes out to you just as quickly as possible. Now, how do you become a winner, chicken dinner? Well, you have to subscribe to our YouTube. You got to be on our YouTube channel. You got to have a username and login for YouTube. Then you have to find Scrapbooking Made Simple's channel. You'll see my face. Then you have to click that button that says subscribe, and then watch the YouTube and leave your comment. Absolutely. We do preview the comments before we approve them. So if you would be so kind to not talk about anything that has to do with, I am not voguing here, people. I am saying that all of this is off limits. You can make any kind of comments you want. You can tell me how your day was. You can tell me what you cooked for dinner. You can tell me that you visited with your grandkids, or that your little guy, your little boy or girl who's in kindergarten made you the most beautiful necklace out of pasta, out of macaroni. You can tell me all of those things. Just keep the comments kind. Kindness is free. It doesn't cost a dime, and yet it's probably one of the most priceless gifts that you can give somebody. So if you can just refrain from talking about my personal attributes, greatly appreciated. All right, you guys, post your comments. We'll have winner chicken dinner next week, and we're counting down to 300, YouTube number 300. We're working up to something big for that, but it's not cemented yet. So, okay, I think I'm going to tilt on down. I'm gonna get started for today. Remember, we're doing live chat every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. sunny California time, which would be 11 a.m. in New York, and gosh, it would be 5 a.m. I think in Hawaii. So if you need to check the time differences, because there's going to be a time difference between us and Texas and Chicago and New York, just Google it and see what time it is. If it's 8 a.m. in sunny California, what time is it where I live? And then you can join us for the live chat on YouTube. We would love to see you. All right, I'm going to tilt on down. We're going to get started for today. It is a fun YouTube. It truly is. And the product that I'm going to be showing you, the new Dazzleia, I think it's Dazzleia collection, is exclusive to us right now, which is very exciting and oh so affordable. Okay, I'm going to tilt on down and we're going to get started for today. It's good to see you. Down we go. Bye, everybody. Yeah, you know, when I started the business, Michael was still in my tummy. I hadn't even had him yet when I started, and now he's working here. So it's a little bit of a, I don't know, a happy moment, and yet, oh my gosh, I can't believe that my children now are working for me. Well, James still hasn't joined yet, but we're holding out for him. We're gonna see what happens this summer. Okay, sample. Really cute, isn't it? Super pretty, right? So this is actually some of the paper from Prima that we featured last week, and we've got new cut and foil from Couture Creation to go with your Go Press and Foil machine. It will go with your Gemini machine. It will go with your Spellbinders Glimmer machine. So if you've got Gemini, a Spellbinder Glimmer, or a Go Press and Foil, everything I show you is going to work for you today. Really beautiful, isn't it? Who wouldn't like to get this? So this is the free make and take going on downstairs, but they could have chose to do this one. We try to give a selection so everybody can, you know, have a pick and choose what they want to do. So they have the choice of either of these. And our make and takes are every Saturday. I start around 9:15, 9:20 in the morning, completely free. You just show up. You don't have to bring scissors or tape. It doesn't cost you anything, and you get to make something. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour for each round of tables, I would say. And I do the make and take until I'm tired, which is somewhere around between 1 and 2 normally. Now, Dazzleia, I'm guessing that's how it's said. These are, I feel like these are a deck of cards, and I can just kind of spread them on out. These are some of the plates that they have, and I mean, it's a lot. Holy smokes, artichokes, right? These are all, well, the majority of them are words. Everything from baby boy to this one is father, and you get 2 different plates so that you have the word father, and happy birthday and celebration. This one is son and daughter. So we haven't had foil plates before where you've got look at the cute little teddy bear, where you've got all of the family. We even have step for stepfather, stepmother. We have in-laws, so mother-in-law, father-in-law. Oh my goodness, they're just absolutely, I mean, they're everywhere. Dad and, what is this? Baby girl, and that is invite. And with sympathy and love and the little rocking horse and happy birthday and, oh, in-law. So it says in-law, you've got 2. So you've got 2 different in-law scripts to work with. And they're affordable. Holy smokes, artichokes. So we're gonna be playing with these today, but we're also, doesn't it feel like a deck of cards? There's so many of them. I just wanna shuffle them all out. Pick a card, pick a foil plate, any foil plate. You know, I'm not a gambler at all. I go to Vegas and I just cannot put my money down on those tables because we work so hard for it. And oh, I can't. But I always admire those who can risk it. My husband has this fantasy about taking all of our money. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna tilt back just so I'm not so big. Michael has this fantasy about taking all of our money and going to Las Vegas and putting it on a blackjack table, one time it. All or nothing, win or lose, walk away. It's like, no, we're not doing that. No, it's a good fantasy. I'll give you a $20 bill. You can one time all of that if that makes your heart happy. But it gives me heart palpitations just thinking about putting money down on a table, let alone our entire savings, and one time it win or lose. No. No. Which is funny because my mom absolutely loved to gamble. Okay, so I'm going to put these aside because we also have another product for you. Now, for this, all I have are the QC samples. I don't have the live product yet. So, these are also cut in foil. And this is what they look like before they get all shined up to look like this. This is what they come out of the machine looking like. And these are awesome. They have got the most amazing new frames that nest and they cut and they foil at the same time. Right? Are those rock star? Oh my gosh. So we're going to be playing with these today as well. But we're going to start super easy, and we're going to start with those of you who don't have a Go Press and Foil machine or a Glimmer machine or a Genesis, a Gemini machine. We're going to start super easy and show you a few things that you can do. I want to keep my machine hot. A few things you can do with these if you don't have a Go Press and Foil machine at all. And I think I'm just going to use right now the Get Well Soon because it's super pretty. And Get Well Soon, sometimes they're hard to come by. So this is a cut and foil plate. It's a die, so it has a die edge all the way around it, but then it has the words here that would transfer the foil via heat when we put it in our Go Press and Foil, and then our Big Shot machine or our Platinum 6 machine, whatever die cutting machine you have, that will transfer the foil. Now the die cutting machine you need will have to be a machine that allows you to do steel rule dies. You have to be able to do thicker dies. So Platinum, a Spellbinders Grand Caliber would not work, or I don't believe a standard Gemini machine will work because those dies are really meant just to do thin, and you need to have something that's going to allow you to accept the Go Press and Foil platform through your machine. So a Big Shot, a Big Kick, a Vagabond, an Express, a Pro, a Plus, the Spellbinders Platinum, either size, the 6 or the 8-inch. Anything that's going to allow you to do those thicker dies. Now the difference between these and a standard die is that the detail is what's going to transfer the foil. And because it's transferring foil, the lines need to be a little bit heavier, a little bit thicker than a standard chemically etched or wafer die. If we were doing a wafer die and we wanted to emboss these, the lines could be much thinner. But because we're trying to transfer foil, the actual font has to be a little heavier. The lines around the die giving you the detail have to be a little bit heavier. And that's a benefit because being that they're a heavier line, it's going to allow me to ink this up and it's going to allow me to use embossing powder with it. If the lines were very, very fine, like a die, really like the edges around here. This is a die edge around here. If all of the lines were really fine around there, I wouldn't be able to ink it and run it through and have it transfer because those lines are just too fine. Nor would I be able to add embossing powder to it and heat set with that. So I think we're going to start with inking to begin with. I want to keep my machine hot, and I'm just going to take, oh, this one's pretty. I'm going to take a basic piece of white paper. I'm going to be using my Sizzix Big Shot machine. I have got my Get Well Soon die here and some Memento ink. And I'm just going to ink it up. And actually I'm going to cut me a piece first. Piece of paper. I'm going to bring over my Big Shot machine so I have it ready to go. I'm going to bring over my multi-purpose platform that I'm going to be using with my Sizzix Big Shot machine. Now remember, coming soon, they're not going to be doing the extended multi-purpose platform with machines anymore. You're going to be getting a different platform, one that is not hinged. You'll get the tabs for it, the shims for it, but they won't be hinged anymore. And it's only, I believe, going to have one shim now. So they're basically going to take this piece and this piece and make the new platform this thick. And then just add this one. So those are going to be coming out, I think they're going to be rolling out in the next few months. So it may be that the hinged platform you're not going to get anymore. We do sell the standard platform because the machines right now come out with the extended. And it doesn't matter if you have an extended platform or a standard platform. Everything I show you today, you can do with either. So I'm going to move that over there. I'm going to put my platform right down, completely closed, right on my machine. I've got my cut plate. I've got my do not cut plate. I'm going to take and I'm going to ink up not the smooth side of my cut and foil, my Couture Creations cut and foil, but the side with the detail. And I'm just going to add my ink. And because those lines are heavier, because it has to transfer foil and not cut, can you see the ink now? You can see it. Oh, look at it. It says get well soon. I'm going to wipe that. I'm going to wipe my little, there we go. So get well soon. So you can see the ink that I did with Memento. Now I'm going to lay it right down. I'm going to put a piece of paper right over the top of it. I'm going to put my do not cut plate right over the top of it. And I'm going to send it on through. And really, it just needs one roll through. If you want to go front and back, that's okay. And if you hear those little creaks and cracks, that's okay too. That's just the machine cutting through and doing its job. I should have my do not cut plate on the bottom since I'm cutting face up. All right, so let's see what we get. Get well soon. I didn't add any foil to this at all. Nothing. And it cleans up easy peasy because it's metal, so it doesn't stain. Cleans up easy peasy. It's all done with a baby wipe. Pop my little doodads out, and it's good to go again with another color. So if I wanted, I could, let's trade it this time. Because I'm cutting up instead of down, I should have had my, so you can see it, it's right there. I should have had my do not cut plate on the bottom because you always want a platform, a plate, a cut plate that really has no cuts in it. If you get a few, is it going to be the end of the world? No, I've got a few in mine. But for the most part, you can see how straight this plate is. And I use this every YouTube, and I try to keep it as straight as possible because that allows you to send it through your machine Easy peasy. If you're using two really, really warped plates, that can be a little difficult. You kind of got to get it in and underneath. So you want to always try and have a do not cut plate. And I made my exclusive red glitter cut as my do not cut plate, so I know the difference. So I'm going to do this one more time. And instead of using the blue, I don't know. We just want to, well, I suppose I can just do it in black. So I'm going to ink up my, what should be a cut and emboss. Now here with the black, it almost looks like, ooh, I just touched it and I'm sure I took some of it off. It almost looks like there's nothing on there. But there is ink. I'm going to set it down. I'm going to grab my paper, put it right over the top, and send it on through. And let's see what we get. If you really want to, you can go front and back, but because this is a very basic cut, you can see that it's already cut it out. We'll have to see how well it transferred the ink. Oh, see, not quite enough. It probably could have used coming back. See how it's just not quite enough? The good thing is you're only playing with white paper. So your machine may require you going front and back if you have an older machine that you use a lot, or if your machine is brand spanking new, you may just have to go through the front. So I'm gonna wipe this off and let's try it with the purple and see what happens with the purple. Or maybe I should do the heart. Oh. No, I'm going to stick with my get well soon. I know, Polly, you don't like the purple. I had a customer and her husband travel in to see us, and she's like, every time I see you pick up the purple, Stacey, I'm like, put the purple down. It's not her favorite color. But then we have a customer, Sharon, who loves purple. It is her favorite color. So I can hear Sharon going, oh yes, let's try the purple. And I can hear Polly going, no purple. No, that is not my color. Okay, so I've inked it up with my purple. I've put it down. Let me cut a piece of paper real quick. It's so funny. Put my paper right over the top, and let's see if it does any better. This time I'm going to go front and back. I'll have to introduce Sharon to Polly. She can see if she can convert her into being a purple fan. All right, and let's see what we've got. Get well soon. Easy peasy, mac and cheesy, done with a die that is supposed to do hot foiling. Right? Pretty nice, okay? I agree. So let's move on. We've done it with ink, but what else can we do with this die that doesn't have anything to do with hot foiling? Well, again, because those lines are bigger, and when I'm talking about the lines, I'm going to ink it just so you can see the lines that I'm talking about. Okay. The lines that I'm talking about are the actual lines of the letters. Those have to be thicker than the edge of where it's going to cut. The actual width of the letters have to be thicker because it's supposed to transfer foil, and that needs a little bit wider detail to it. So because it's wider, that's what allows us to add the ink. And because it's wider, that's what's going to allow us to add Versamark. What is Versamark? I'm going to take this, I'm going to slide this over for a moment. What is Versamark? Versamark is a medium used for heat embossing. Not with an embossing folder. This isn't an embossing folder that you're going to roll through. This is where you take a little tool that looks like a hair dryer or a cylinder, and you take some powder and you change that powder to a solid. And I'm going to do that using my Go Press and Foil Cut and Foil. So I've got my Versamark here, and inside this is what it looks like, and it's a clear medium. There's no color to it at all. Looks like an ink pad, and it works like an ink pad. The only difference is this medium stays wet long enough for you to add that powder onto it, so when you add the heat and the air, it doesn't just blow away. So I need to ink up my Get Well Soon. And I just need to add a little bit of Versamark, not too much, just a little bit. Let's see if that's going to be enough. I'm going to do everything I did before just like I had inked it, because I need that Versamark to transfer onto paper. And let's try a piece of black. So I'm doing everything as if I had that purple ink on it, and I'm sending it on through. And I can bring it back if I want. So can you see that it has debossed the word Get Well Soon? And you can see it's got kind of a little sheen to it, and that's the Versamark. So I'm going to bring over my embossing powder. Which I know many of you have. And you probably already have some of the Couture Creations. It doesn't have to be a cut and foil. It can just be a foiling die that you can do this with. It's nice that it cuts around it, but you can also do it with just a foiling die. I'm going to throw my embossing powder down. And where the Versamark hit, the embossing powder sticks. Now, you may say, oh, I've got a little embossing powder here that I don't want, and maybe right here that I don't want, and you can just take a little paintbrush and paint it right away. Dry paintbrush, get in there, just take some of that powder up if you've got a little excess powder on it. See, and I didn't get that T very well. I'm going to go back in and see if I can get some on that T. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. So now this is powder. It's just powder. And if I were to wipe it right off, it would come right off. I need to make it into a solid. I need to melt that powder and make it into a solid. And I can do that with my heat tool. Clean this up just a little bit more. Well, it's okay. You get the idea. So I've got my heat tool. This is a Ranger heat tool. I like it very much because I don't burn anything with it. Is it a hair dryer? Absolutely not. Can you use a hair dryer to do what I'm about to do? Absolutely not. If you use this on your hair, oh, you're gonna fry your hair, and a hair dryer will never get hot enough to actually turn this powder into a solid. Now, what I like about this little tool is that it doesn't blow things all over the place. If this was a cylinder tool, this would have gone scattering everywhere. And I like that, that it doesn't blow things all over the place. It will take it a little bit longer to heat, but once it starts going, it's good. And in fact, I think I'm going to stop it right there. Just so you can see, for those of you who have never seen embossing before, just so you can see what's happening. My oon has turned from a powder into a solid, and now it's dry. Can't rub off. And it gives you that beautiful embossed look, like formal invitations. If I were to wipe off the G or the W, I could wipe it right off and it would just come off because it's still a powder. It's the heat tool that will heat that powder and take it from a powder into a solid, making that embossing just beautiful. And you can see it doesn't take very long. A cylinder tool will go much faster, and if you are an experienced embosser, you may have a cylinder tool and be very competent with it. But if you're a newbie, I think you will find that this tool is much easier for you to use and will not cause you to burn anything. I can get right down on my paper and not worry about it burning. It'd be helpful if I could see. No, and it looks like I got my finger into it. But that's okay. So it's going to take me a little bit of extra time, but I'm happy to spend the little extra time to make sure that I don't burn my paper, I don't burn my embossing powder. Can you burn embossing powder? Yes, you can. Now, I can see by lifting it up that, oh, let me see if I can get it back, that I still have a little bit more to heat. It's not as shiny as the rest of it. So then all I have to do is bring it back down, add my heat tool, and wait until it melts into that. Oh, there it goes. Melts into that. Oh, it's so pretty. Done. And how quickly does it set? Well, all it has to do is cool down. And now I've got my get well soon. Again, it doesn't matter if it's a cut and foil. As long as it's a foiling die, the lines that leave the foil have to be thicker than a standard cut line, which means you're able to transfer that embossing powder and that Versamark. And Versamark's a very special little pad. It's not regular ink. It's a very special pad. I think there's Top Boss out there. If you have a pigment-based ink, that will stay wet long enough to add your embossing powder. But a dye-based ink like Memento. Memento is a dye-based ink and it dries too fast. Dries too fast for it to stay wet long enough for me to get my powder on there. And if you're confused about inks, because there's a lot of inks on the market, you might want to look up, I did a YouTube on inks that have to do with the C, Ds, and the Ps, the chalks, the dyes, and the pigment-based inks, and what the difference is, and if you know your ABCs. If you know your ABCs, that's all you need to know to learn about inks, because we deal with chalk, dye, and pigment. So chalk being fast to dry, dye to be almost as fast to dry, and then pigment is a long way away from C and D in the alphabet, so it takes a lot longer to dry. But a Versamark, if you're doing embossing, is also probably one of it is the only one that we use. It's the best on the market as far as we're concerned. We haven't been shown otherwise. So I'm going to do it one more time. And yes, you can buy a re-inker for it, and yes, it comes in a smaller size. So if you wanted, I bet I have one here. Do I have one here? I do. Look at that. It comes as small as this. So if you don't want to use this big old pad because you don't do heat embossing very much, you just want this little one, well, you can re-ink this one too. And you just hit it with your Versamark. Not too hard. Bring my machine on over. Put my plate straight down. Put my paper right on the top. Send it right on through. Let's see if I just send it through once, if it transfers enough of the Versamark. Let's see what happens, because everybody's machine is going to be a little bit different. The good thing is it's only paper that you're playing with. You've got little pieces of black and white and brown and yellow paper. I mean, I'm sure you've got little scraps that you can just sit there and play with until you learn what it is your machine's going to want you to do. Oh, that looks, we're gonna add the embossing powder. I think that looks actually pretty good. Add my embossing powder. I'm a dumper. Oh, and I just scratched it. See, I scratched it because it's still a powder. It just wipes right on off. And I scratched it. Darn it. Don't know if I can clean this up. And let's see if I can wipe it off and see if I can dump it again and see if it'll still stick. A little bit. It stuck a little bit. Just a little bit. Can you see that? Just a little bit. I don't know what it's going to look like when we heat it, but we might as well try, right? And then I'm going to put all of this right back in. So you saw what happens is that if you touch it while it's still a powder, it just wipes right away. Oh, I think I'm just going to get little, I don't know. Maybe can I get just a little bit more in there? I'm gonna try one more time. I know. But I gotta just to get it a little bit heavier. Oh, yay. That got a little bit heavier in the powder. Brush and make my little E look like an E again. All right, good enough because I already wiped it off once. I can't do it again. And then we'll just hit it with the heat. And see what happens. And watch it change from a powder to a solid. Ooh, it's like magic when it happens. If you've never seen it happen live and in person, it's one of the things in crafting that never stops to amaze me. And those who are watching, their first time they see it, they're just in awe. So I've started to get it done. And I've got my get and my will, or I've got my get and my soon done, and I still need to heat my well all the way through. But when it's all done, easy peasy to do, and you didn't do foiling with it at all. No foiling at all. So far with my little get well, we were able to super cute ink it up. Just darling. Maybe you don't have time to pull out the foil machine, but you need your get well soon. Maybe this is the only one you've got. Fine. Great. There you go. Done. Run it through your machine and you've got it. Or maybe the card that you're making doesn't call for foil and you would rather use a heat emboss. Fine. Great. You've got that too. This is what I mean by lots of options, because now we're actually going to foil with it, and that's what they were intended to do. Just took us a little while to get there. So I'm gonna clean. Oh, Stacey, where did it go? Well, I guess I'm not gonna use that one. Let's move on, shall we? I guess I'm going to use birthday wishes. Wahooooo Kachooooo. No editing of these YouTubes. Oh no, what you see is what you get. And thankfully, I have my gotcha tool, which is a magnetic stand that lets you hold all of your dies and your foil plates on it. All I'm gonna have to do, because I don't know exactly where it is, I'm just gonna have to go along the floor, put this about a couple inches from the floor, and it's gonna find it for me, and it's gonna go zoop. Just like that. Oh my. Okay, so we've moved on from get well to birthday wishes, because now you're all better. You're better, and it's your birthday, and everybody's excited because you're all better. So that's what we're gonna do with this one, birthday wishes. And this time we are going to foil. So I'm gonna bring over my Go Press and Foil machine. This is what it looks like. Is it the only one on the market? Not anymore. No, there's one by Gemini, and there's one by Spellbinders. Is this the one we sell? Yes. Why? Because, you know, it has always done what it said it's going to do. And honestly, Ozzy Andrew from Couture Creations took a risk with us, giving us this machine early and first and before anybody else, and he's let me play with it, and he's let me help develop things for it. And so I really think you need to stay with the guy who brought you to the dance. That's just my opinion. Will these work in the other machines? Yes, of course they will. Will we carry the other machines? No, not at this time. Nope, we're tried and true. We're a loyal company. We believe in sticking with the people who help get us here. So this is a Go Press and Foil machine. You need to use it with a die cutting machine, and it will require a die cutting machine that allows you to get through a steel rule die. See how thick this platform is? This is going to go through your machine. The machine is very easy to use. This is a non-stick surface. It is hot because mine has been heating up. It is hot, but it is a non-stick surface. It has a lid that comes with it. The lid is able to be replaced. You can just pop this lid right on off, because in the beginning, foil plates were not cut and foil. They were just foil. So your lid never got cuts into it. And now, as we've done cut and foil, the lid gets cuts and it will slightly warp. And so you may want to have the original lid, which has no grids, just for die cutting, and purchase a new lid that is got beautiful grids in it if you want to just do foiling, so you can line everything up. But the lids do just pop right off the hinges and then go back in, so you can rotate between the two lids if that works for you. Right now, I've just been using this one the way it is, and that's how I've been going. The most important thing to know about this machine is that when you plug it in, the red light goes on. That means you've connected it to a power source. You must click the little button. Do you see that little button? Red means you've plugged it in. You must hit that button. And when it starts to blink, that means it's starting to warm up. I will be very honest with you. If you do not have an hour of your life to play with this machine, just play with it with no expectations, please don't buy it. If you think you're going to be able to take it out of the box and from the very first thing you try it's going to be perfect, that's not going to happen. Why? Well, why would that not happen, Stacey? Why? Well, these machines are all the same. My machine is the same as your machine, is the same as your friend's machine. What is the variable in this? It is your die cutting machine. Everybody's die cutting machine is a little different. If you've used it a lot, if you haven't used it a lot, if it's got a sweet spot on the right side, if it's got a sweet spot on the left side. So you have to play with it to find out, do you need to add any paper shims? Do you not need any paper shims? What's going to work best with your machine? I promise you, an hour of your creative time playing with this, and you get it right and you figure out the exact shim, which for a big shot machine usually is a piece of 100-pound paper, just 100-pound paper folded in half. That's it. That's usually the shim for a big shot machine. Once you get it right, this will become one of your most favorite things to play with because it's so beautiful. It makes you look like a rock star. Now, for today, we're doing cut and foil. So we need to cut the image out and foil it at the same time. For that, we need a very special tool called a conversion plate. And do you see how thick and heavy this is? I mean, it does not move, it does not bend. This is not sold with the machine because maybe you never want to do a cut and foil. It's not an expensive item. It's, I think, $20, and then it's on sale for part of the YouTube Yummies. But if you want to do anybody's cut and foils, you're going to have this little conversion plate. And it is a Go Press and Foil conversion plate. And I'm going to put it right down on top of my nonstick surface. This is going to become the base for me. The base. And I can already feel it heating up. I can already feel that heat coming through it. Now, when the light turns green for the machine, it says I'm good to go. I'm hot enough for you to use. I always want to give the machine a little bit more time than what is up. See, now it says, no, I'm not hot enough. You added that conversion plate and it's too, I haven't gotten enough heat yet. I'm going to take my birthday wishes and with my design face up, that's got to go right against my conversion plate because this plate is going to conduct the heat onto my little plate here, which is what's going to help transfer that foil. Then I'm going to grab some foil. Now, God bless Ozzy Andrew. Again, he's kept his foil very, very inexpensive. You get 15 feet of foil for $2.80, and we have it on a YouTube Yummy. That is the best price on the market by far from anybody who does foil. And his thought process behind it was, well, the foil, you have to have the foil to make these things work. And if you can afford the foil, you will be able to play to your heart's content. But if a roll of foil is $4.99 or $5.99, you may be like trying to figure out how to get, a little bit here and a little bit there. But if it's affordable, then you can have the colors you want, and you can be a little more free with your creativity in using it. Now, I'm going to cut a piece. Do we want to? Okay, so to use the foil, if this is you and you're looking at your card, you want to see that red when you peel it back to expose it. That red has got to be facing you. If this is you holding your card or your project, what do you want to see? You want to see that red when you peel it back. You don't want to see this gray. No, that's not what you're looking for. You want to see that red. So you always want that red facing up, the pretty side up. Then we're going to open and we're going to put it right down against our die. And we're going to close it on up. Now, it says it's green. I don't think so. I think that I just added paper and foil, and now it's going to heat through that. It's going to need a little time to heat through that. So my guess is that this is going to go red blinking relatively soon, but I can also tell from my hand, oh yeah, it's got some good heat coming through it. And since it's continually heating, it shouldn't take that long for that heat just to go through that paper and that foil. I think we're good. So I'm going to pull this out, and every time I pull this out, it immediately starts to cool down. And I put it back in, and it immediately starts to reheat. And I pull it out, and it immediately starts to cool down because it's separated. It's like taking a pot of boiling water on and off the fire. It's boiling while it's on, then you take it off and it starts to cool down and the boil stops, and then you put it back on and it comes back to a boil. That's the same thing here. So every time you put this through your machine, your die cutting machine, just bring it right back and plug it right back on in so it's continually heating while you're doing something else, so the next time you want to use it, it's ready to go. just know that if you let it sit all by itself for about 20 minutes, it's going to turn off. It has its own timer in there, and it's just going to turn itself off. So it says it's good, and I believe that it is. I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to bring my Big Shot machine on over, and instead of using my platforms that come with my Big Shot machine, I'm going to be using the Go Press and Foil platform, which is the same thickness. And I'm gonna send it on through. Now, we're not just die cutting, we're foiling. So we need to go a little bit slower. We need to take our time. We need to sing. I understand Happy Birthday to You is no longer copyrighted, so I can sing Happy Birthday to You. I'm doing the Marilyn Monroe version, because that was really slow to the president. Happy birthday to you. I want to go front and back because the roller is what's causing that foil to transfer. The heat and the pressure is causing that, that foil to transfer over. Now, remember what I said. I'm gonna bring my little platform right back over. I'm gonna stick it right back on in, and it's gonna start heating up again. Now, if you were to get a Go Press and Foil, I want you to know about these fun little tweezers. These fun little tweezers. They've got a magnet right there. They're not meant to do this. That's not what they're meant to do. They're meant to do this, because when this comes out of the machine, it's a little warm. So when you want to pick it up, you close your tweezers and you pick it up. That way you're not touching it if it's too hot. And when you want to drop it, you open your tweezers up, down, and that way, now it's cool to the touch, no problem. But if it was too warm, up, down. All right, let's see what we've got. I need to take off the liner. There's a liner, and this is, for me, the hardest part of the whole thing, is getting it to peel that liner off. So I need to take off that liner, and bam, there's my birthday wishes. And it looks good. It looks really good. All foiled, professionally foiled, like a Hallmark foiled card. It's perfect. I didn't have to use a shim because I'm using that conversion plate. And it's a cut and foil, and that's the only time you use that conversion plate. Look at that. And then I'm still left with this piece, which I can transfer as well onto paper. I always forget the YouTube number. YouTube number 269, I think, will show you exactly how to take this with a squishy and a knock-knock. Well, you need the squishy from Sizzix, and you need my shim. This is a shim. And by using these two, I would be able to transfer this onto paper. And I'll show you an example of that. We've got some finished samples of that. So, very easy peasy. Let's do it one more time. So let's grab, and let's do it on white. And I'm gonna grab the purple. And I'm gonna cut a piece of foil off. And I've got my little sticky tabs. These are from Couture Creations, these little tabs. They close your foil up. Yes, they look a lot like the 3M tabs, the Post-it note tabs, but as I always say, support Couture Creations. 3M's got a lot of money. They're doing just fine, but these are very nice to close your little foils up. Okay, I obviously don't need a piece this big, so I can trim it down. And then my white paper. I'm going to bring my machine on over. It's been heating up. I'm going to put my birthday wishes right on down. Oh, and maybe I'll do 2 at a time. Because I have that other piece of foil. I've got the little stars that come with birthday wishes. So let me cut another little piece of white paper. So I'm going to put my foil facing out so you can see it. This is if you're looking at it. And then I'm going to turn it upside down and put it right against my stars. I think I'm close. And then I've got my birthday wishes right here. Foil out and then foil down. Okay, should be good right there. Close it on up. And let's let it get hot. Feeling hot, hot, hot. And I can feel the heat coming through. Can I put my hands here? Yes. If you were a child, would I want you to put your hands here? Well, it's not so hot that it's going to burn, but it is definitely warm. Now this says green. It says I'm good to go. But I know I just added those foils, the plates and the paper and the foil itself. And so I'm thinking maybe I should give it an extra second or 2. But because I've kept it in the base the whole time I was talking to you, it's continually kept everything hot. I say we give it a whirl. I will tell you, if you're not getting a good transfer, the one thing that most people do see the one thing, probably the two most common reasons if you're not getting a good foiling is 1, you're not letting it get hot enough. Patience. It's okay. Just take a breath and let it get hot enough, or your shim is wrong if you're not doing a cut and foil. All right, see, and it already went back to green in that amount of time. It already went back to green. So let's bring over our big shot and let's slow our roll because we're not just die cutting, we're transferring our foil. So let's slow our roll. And then back. Oh, we got a delivery. Can you hear that? Thump, 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 thump. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's a pallet. Oh, what's on a pallet for us? Oh my gosh. I can't go look because I'm with you, but we got a pallet of something. That certainly makes my heart happy. Okay, there's my star. There's my birthday wishes. Again, if these are too hot for you to pick up, the tweezers come with the machine. Ta-da! Drop it on my craft mat. Ta-da! Drop it on my craft mat. The machine comes with tweezers. It comes with 2 rolls of foil. It does not come with the conversion plate, and it does not come with a die, a plate for you to start playing with. Don't know why. That's an Aussie Andrew question. Oh, I'm very excited to see what we got. All right, it's time to reveal, and let's see what we got. Oh, okay, we literally just shook. All right, it's time to reveal. How cute is that? Right? Just darling. And then we have the little stars to go with it. So cute. Now, I don't know if you can see down here on my star at the very bottom, I got a little more foil than I was hoping for. Got a little bit more foil transferred than I wanted. The pressure was a little bit more there. That's where this new little tool comes in. It's a Dremel with an eraser at the end. And there are 2 different sizes of erasers, 2 different widths. This one's the skinny one, the real thin one. And you pull it out and you can put your eraser in. I think it comes with 10 of the thin erasers and 10 of the thick ones. Let me show you one of the thick ones. So that's much thicker than this. But what does this do? Well, Aussie Andrew wants you to be able to somehow get some of that extra foil if you're not happy with where it is. And you literally just erase it. Just like that. And it's done. Anywhere that had a little bit extra foil that I didn't want it on, this is the new tool. It's relatively inexpensive. I want to say it's $11.50 and then it's on sale. And again, it comes with a bunch of different, plenty of erasers. And I think it's 2 AA or AAA batteries. And you just go in there and anywhere you've got a little extra, you just kind of Dremel it right off. So if you're a perfectionist and want your foil to be absolutely perfect each and every time, this is a good little tool for you. It is not meant to do big surfaces. You can't like transfer the foil something big and then try and erase the whole thing. No, it's for the little detail edges where you just got a little bit too much. I don't know, maybe on the B, maybe with this one. I don't know if you can see it. On the B up top here, it just transferred a little extra foil and I'm okay with that, but maybe you're not. So you just come in and it's gone. Wahooooo Kachooooo, this is your eraser. Pretty amazing, right? So we have foiled with our cute little cut and foils. We have inked with our little cut and foils. We have embossed with our little cut and foils. And I want to say they retail for like $5.99 and then they're on sale. Is it $5.99, $6.99, something like that. And then they're 20% off. But when you're able to do all of these things with just one product, that's a Wahooooo Kachooooo moment. Absolutely. Absolutely. But then we're not done because we have what they call the Modern Essentials plates for foiling. These are also cut and foil. And remember what I said, these are the prototypes. So when you get them, they're going to look more like this color than this. These are the prototypes. And I'm very lucky to have them. Aussie Andrew will send me the prototypes of stuff and say, here, go play with it and tell me what you think it needs or if you think it's good or I mean, he's just very kind that way. So I'm going to take my foil and I'm going to cut. Put my little tab right back on. I'm going to cut this down to size. So it doesn't matter if it goes on straight or center because it's going to cut the whole thing out. I put my other little ones back onto my gotcha tool, which can either stand up or lay flat. This is a simply refined product, which means the gotcha tool is exclusive to me. It's mine and we manufactured, and well, we had Spellbinders manufacture it for us, but the only place you can find it is at Scrapbooking Made Simple. Now I've got my foil. I want my foil looking at me, and if this is you, your foil is going to be looking at you. And I can put my circle anywhere because it's going to cut it out. So it doesn't matter if you have it up high or down low or to one side. It just needs to be on the paper and on the foil. Bring my Go Press and Foil machine right back over. Put my lid on my embossing powder so I don't dump it. My plate with the ridges facing up. I'm still using my conversion plate because I'm still going to cut and foil. This is looking at you. I'm going to turn it upside down. And then close it up. And I'm going to give it a second to heat. Now, the plates are pretty cool. You've got the scallop, you've got straight edge, you've got ovals, you've got hearts, you've got top notes. I mean, just they're beautiful, and they all nest into each other. And I want, oh, we're getting another palette. Oh, I have no idea. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's gonna be a banner day today. Look at how fast, I mean, straight edge and the scalloped ovals, and they foil. Nothing like this by anybody is on the market. And Ozzy Andrew, he kept the prices, I think, between $20 and $30, and you get all of them. You get all the dies for that price that will cut and foil. All right, should we give it a whirl? It's been in there. It says it's green. All we can do is try. Bring my machine on over, and again, we can sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, how I wonder what you are. And then happy birthday to you. Cha, cha, cha. Happy birthday to you. Cha, cha, cha. Okay, let's see what we got. I'm gonna bring this right back over, and I'm gonna put it right back in so it keeps heating. There's my die. There's my hole. And there. Now I got a little heavy pressure there. I wonder if I can get some of that off. But look at how fabulous that is. I wonder if I can get some of that off with my little Dremel. Oh yeah. So I can sit there and kind of Dremel it off. Now the Dremel tool, I only had this one to show you, and we busted into it because we were so excited. The Dremel tool does come, like I said, with a bigger piece. Oh my gosh. Okay, everything's fine. It's just the pallet jack going back and forth. So it's got the little ones here and the big fat ones here. And it's got the two different pieces that will fit inside. So if I needed to make this longer, I just pull it out and slide up my eraser. So it was like that. I just slide it right up and then put it right back on in. And then there's a bigger one if you want to use the bigger eraser. But how cool is that, right? Amazing. And then you can go in and you can decorate, and you still have this piece to do something with. Yes, I mean, it's just, they're wonderful. They're wonderful. Let's try a scalloped one, because I haven't done a scalloped one yet. Ooh, let's try. Do I have a piece of paper big enough for this one? Oh, by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Let's try a scalloped one. Let's try it with like the rosy gold. I'm gonna put that away. I'm gonna put that back so I don't lose it. I'm gonna put that back so I don't lose it. Okay, so rosy gold. I think I cut a piece big enough. Oh, just, okay. So let's bring my machine back on over. Open it up. Put my die face up. Put my foil. Remember, you want the pretty side facing you, and then you want to turn it over. So my foil facing down. Oh, I really am by the hair of my chinny chin chin there. I don't know. We'll see how close I get. Nope, I was too close. Let's cut another piece. Shoop, shoop, shoop. Better. Foil facing you and then foil down. Oh, so much better. Okay. No stress now. And then my paper. And I close it up and let's let it heat. So I'll save this. I'm not going to throw this away. This is still good. I would not throw that away. No, no, no. And let's let it heat. Then, let's say you didn't want to use this later on. You still have this beautiful piece of center foil that you can use. You don't have to throw, if you don't want to use this as the circle that it is, if you don't want to transfer this or tape this down and use this way, you still have this whole piece of foil to use. Don't throw it away. That's good foil that I can use with something else. Let's try, let's see. So it says it's not quite hot enough, and I can almost feel that it's not quite hot enough. But I don't think it's gonna, oh, and it just turned green. I was gonna say, I don't think it's gonna take it very long to get hot because we've been keeping it in the base, keeping it getting warm as we've been creating. So I'm gonna pull it out, and I'm gonna itsy bitsy spider. Oh, I'm a little off right there. I can see that. Okay. Itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. All right. Now, out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider went up. There we go. The spout again. Bring over my base. Put it back in. And there we go. Still got a little more pressure than I need. A little more pressure than I need. Maybe I just roll it through once. Maybe it's the double pressure. What do you think? Should we try it? Why not? Why not? Let's grab the gold and let's do it in the gold. Maybe if we just send it through once, maybe this machine has got enough pressure that it doesn't need to go through front and back. And that is what I mean by saying you just have to play with your machine. Not big enough. You need to play with your machine to see what's going to work best. All right, we'll have to do a smaller one. What's going to work best with your Go Press and Foil and your die cut machine. Maybe this machine doesn't need it to go back and forth. Maybe it's got enough pressure to just go once. So I've got my foil. Now I've got a big piece of foil. I didn't need so big. And if your foil, I can't imagine what we're getting. I know what it is. It's the MARABU. Okay, I know what's here. The MARABU Art Crayons that you all bought for $19.99 for the 4-pack. They've arrived. I'm like, I can't imagine what's coming. That's what it is. It's the MARABU Art Crayons that were on a flash sale for $19.99. All right, foil facing you, and then face down, and then your paper. That totally explains it. Now let's let it heat. It says it's green, but I know it needs a little more time. Now, what would happen if your foil was face up by accident? What would happen if you put your foil facing this way in your machine and not this way? Well, you'd end up foiling your plate, and your plate, instead of being this color, would now be a pretty shade of rose gold. Does it hurt it? Absolutely not. Have I done it? You bet I have. Have several of you done it? You bet you have, but it doesn't hurt the plate at all. You just made it a little pretty, is what you did. Well, see, now it went back to red, so I'm just gonna give it just a second because I don't think it will take long for it to turn to green, and I can kind of feel that it's not quite hot enough. There it goes. And in the meantime, I could be taking my Dremel and just getting rid and erasing the little dots and doos that I don't want. And just start erasing it away. But let's see if one roll is better. Everybody's machine is different. Let's try. Not straight. Itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. All right, let's see what we got. Only doing one roll and not going back and forth. Voila! I still have a tiny little bit there, but no problem at all. I'm gonna take this right off, put that over there, and move this there for just a second. I just have, look at the tiniest little bit there. Now you see it? Now you don't. Just done with this little machine, this little, I don't know what he's a creative detailer. Ta-da! So for this machine, my machine, it's just a one roll. You don't have to go back and forth. Right? And then, like I said, you still have this. What if you didn't want to use this? What if you just wanted to do, I don't know, this cute little heart? Oh my gosh. Okay, this cute little heart. Oh boy. I could take my foil from here bring my Go Press and Foil machine right back over, put my heart down, put my foil the way I want to see it. That way when I reveal, I want to see that gold. Put it right against my little heart. Let it get warm, and then we'll send it through. So there is no waste. Even if you don't want to use the negative, there is no waste. That's the beauty of the Go Press and Foil machine, is that they really try to give you ways to use everything so that you have little to no waste. And if you learn to do the transfer method that I did in several of my other YouTubes, then you have zero waste. And you can save the negative piece forever. You don't have to, we've got a whole bunch of them over here. You don't have to use this until you're ready to use it. You can just save them. We may not use this for, I don't know, a month, I don't know. But there's no reason to throw them away. You just save them until you're ready to use it. All right, it says it's green. I'm gonna give it a whirl, we'll see. And I'm gonna go back and forth on this one and see what we get. Ready? Slow your roll because you're not just die cutting, you're transferring that foil, and then back. Pull it out. It's the MARABU Art Crayons. MARABU Michael, MARABU Mary, they're here, they're here. I just used that. Oh, could save that too and use that piece. And let's see what we've got. So I know this piece falls out, and this piece falls out. And there's my heart. So pretty. Again, if there's a little bit of foil where you didn't want it to be, grab your little creative detailer, and you literally go in and just erase it right out. just a little Dremel with an eraser on the end. What a difference it can make. And I would think you would want this no matter what foil machine you're using, because it's going to work for all of them. Ta-da! All right, so now we have used the nesting dies to foil. We have foiled with the cut and foils. We have inked with the cut and foils. We've embossed with the cut and foils, heat embossed. We have just done a whole bunch of stuff using the same item over and over and over again, the same plates. It's amazing what you can do with all of this. Truly amazing. And they're still not done. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how much MARABU we got. Oh my gosh. That's craziness. Okay, all right. Now, I have got oodles and oodles of samples to show you. And I'm gonna start very quickly. I mean, I have got oodles and oodles and oodles and oodles. I mean, there's so many different words, everything. There's baby girl and special day and happy birthday and congratulations. I mean, I want to say there's probably, I don't know, 20, 25 different words that you can choose. Invite with the cute little banner. Birthday wishes that I used with the cute little stars. Look at how cute the love is with the little heart. And they're all the same price. I could just go on and on. Son and daughter, and thank you, and wedding day, and best wishes, and thinking of you, and the in-laws, because in-laws, most of us or many of us have them, and it's nice to have two plates that are going to let you. And again, if you don't have a Go Press and Foil, just ink them. Now you've got stamps that say in-law or emboss them. And dad and sister and brother and baby boy, and the one we used in the make and take, friends forever, and the one I used today, get well soon, and lots of love. Can you see home sweet home, all the words that are available to you? My mom, well, it actually has my mother too, and then step. So in case you have step parents or step siblings or grandparents that are step, you've got it all at your fingertips. Then we also have the storyboards for the nesting. Let me grab those. We have the storyboards for the nesting. So they're Modern Essentials nesting cut and foil plates. You get all of them for the one price, and they'll be all on sale, 20% off, all of them, and it's all foiled. Is that fabulous? And then the circles, and I was playing with the circles today. You've got the scallop, you've got the straight edge, then the ovals, scallop, straight edge. If you're a foiler, you're going to want these. Then you get into the really cool shapes. How beautiful is that? The hearts and the brackets, the top note, all done with foil. Your squares. And then we're going to bring back my cut and foils from February, because these are perfect to go with this collection. I did cut and foil flowers that let you layer, and these would be perfect to add as your embellishment going up and around. So I've got my cut and foils where you layer and cut and then build your flowers. And they are perfect for the frames that they brought out. So here's everything you get, and it builds into anything you want. Look at how beautiful that is. And perfect butterflies to sit on those frames. And I even have a hummingbird. And then some words. So we're bringing this back to go with because it's just a natural, perfect fit for those frames. If you want to add embellishments up and around the frames, it's just there. I think it would be just absolutely gorgeous. And then I mentioned that you can take that centerpiece and use it and transfer it onto paper. The negative, the throwaway. We don't throw it away. Oh no. We transfer it, so by the time you're done, that clear piece of plastic, the liner, there's nothing left on it. It is 100% gone. You've used 100% of your product on something. And that is this piece here that we have transferred over. And it's in, I want to say YouTube 269, but I'm not 100% positive. Okay, then we have actual samples, pretty card samples. Let me get those out for you. So, Stepmother, all done in foil. And Home Sweet Home, done in foil. And Congrats, done in foil. And remember, if you just want to use these as dies, you don't have to foil or ink them or anything. You can just cut the shape. Just cut the shapes. You don't have to use, you can just use them as regular dies too. Best wishes. And on your special day, we've got the champagne glasses and the little ring. And baby boy. And a cute little doggy. And I showed this one on Facebook, the love. How beautiful is that with just the love? Oh my gosh. And then we have father-in-law, because maybe you have one. And the little hearts with the congratulations, all foiled. And faith, how beautiful is that? And newborn baby. And lots of love. Are you getting the hint? There's a lot of words. I mean, a lot of words. Here we have brother-in-law. Foiled. Here we have lots of love. Oh, that's beautiful too. I mean, if you've got a sentiment, it looks like Couture Creations has figured out. Look at Happy Day. Look at how cute is that? Happy Day. And happy birthday. If you need a sentiment, this is oh, look at the engaged card. Oh, love the engaged card. And this one's beautiful, the Get Well Soon. Get Well Soon done in foil. So pretty. All right, that's a lot of cards. It really is. I'm gonna tilt on up. I'm gonna say I am so sorry for the pallets coming through, but It is what it is. At least I remembered what it was. It's the MARABU Art Crayons, which means once we get them all inventoried in and ready to go, we will start shipping all of those. I mean, that was a phenomenal deal. $19.99, that was insane for 16 MARABU Art Crayons. Amazing. But now we've got Couture Creations, which is equally amazing because it's all about options and great price points and letting you really play with the product, being that you can stamp with it, or you can emboss with it, or you can foil with it, giving you the biggest bang for your buck. And then the layering dies, that you don't even need to use for foil or inking. You could just cut your layers out and do that all by itself. So where are you going to find all of this great product? Well, you're going to find Couture Creations at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and quite a bit of this is exclusive right now to us, and we do have limited quantities. So come visit us in the store, come do the free make and take with me, or shop online with us at scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Okay, you guys, it's been fun. I can't wait to show you what's coming next week. Hero Arts, reactive inks, but that's next week. I will see you then. Bye, everybody.